Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you'd like. I wanted to bring just a little bit of an update on the suspected alleged killer of United Health CEO Brian Thompson, a Luigi Mangione. As we know, he was arrested a couple of days ago at a McDonald's, and I believe he's already been extradited to New York to be formally charged with the CEO's murder. What I wanted to talk about is the fact that the internet is in a frenzy over this guy. Some deem him to be a hero. Others deem he's too sexy to be criminal or too sexy to be arrested. And he's a sexy hero, so he shouldn't be arrested. And of course, the internet is going to internet, right? People are going to make light and do what we do here in America, which is sometimes it's kind of laughing at our own pain. While I do empathize and sympathize and understand the disdain for insurance companies and the lack of sympathy they seem to have for the person that's filing that claim, I also don't want to be on the side of the fence where I'm dehumanizing someone. Even I don't want to become what I hate, right? I don't want to become someone who may have unscrupulous practices because I've been on the other side. You know, it's like you've been bullied, so you become the bully. You've been abused, so you become the abuser. And I think that's what a lot of the conversation is kind of stemming from. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, there's been a lot of lack of empathy for the CEO, Brian Thompson, because he is the CEO of this multi-billion-dollar, probably trillion-dollar company, United Health, for denying people's claim. Oh no, I'm sorry, I can't cover you. This is or I can't cover this procedure because it's a pre-existing condition. And of course, we do know the CEOs, they set the policies. They set the standard from the company, for the company. And as the old saying goes, the fish rots from the head down. I mean, he was the head. I don't want to be self-righteous. And then I understand the sympathy. It's kind of like the way that I can best equate it is I can recall O.J. Simpson. I think I was in junior. Yeah, I was definitely in the 6th grade. I'm telling you my age. When O.J. Simpson was having his trial for the the actual murders of Nicole Brown and Mr. Goldman. And I remember being in junior high in the cafeteria. It was during lunch, and it was everywhere. This just lets you know how impactful that trial was. I remember I want to say it was there were televisions in the lunchroom that OJ was found not guilty of either murders. And I can recall at my predominantly Black and Hispanic junior high, it was at least 98% people cheering. Everyone was overjoyed and ecstatic. Because, oh my God, OJ got off. I kind of equate it to this. We didn't think about 2 people lost their lives that night and the families that will forever suffer with that pain of losing a loved one. It kind of feels like for Black people, and I hate to just be racial, I'm just trying to equate it to something here, to have experienced so much racism and pain, and the Rodney King beating, all these kind of things take place, where it's like, even if deep down you think he did it, just the fact that it's like, okay, there's one, we got one. If we're keeping tabs, finally, like you've been losing for so long, you get a right or you get a win. That's kind of what it felt like then, right? I always thought he did it. I don't think I felt what other people felt, and I just kind of kept it to myself because you don't want to be the oddball. You don't want to be that person. But I was like, well, somebody still, like, people still died, you know. That's kind of how I equate it to what's going on with Mangione and the late Brian Thompson, is that people have felt so wronged by these insurance companies that this feels like a win in their column. As I understand, Luigi Mangione comes from a very wealthy family, grew up privileged. However, his mom allegedly battled with her own health issues, with battling with pain. Somewhere along the line, Mangione began to suffer with back pain. So severe, and we don't have all of the information. Of course, things are just still coming out from his manifesto and things like that. But he was experiencing a severe amount of back pain, and it was crippling. There were some days, one of his roommates did an interview with CNN, said he couldn't get out of bed. When you're a young 20-something who wants to lay in bed, it's like places to go and things to do. And though we see a lot of photographs of him being on vacations and hanging out with friends, at some point the back pain just became crippling. And that's being used as an alleged motive for him unaliving Brian Thompson. Probably, perhaps, maybe, we don't know, a claim or a procedure that he needed got denied, and he's like, you know what, something's got to give, and I've got to be the person to do it. And so here we are. I would like to think that we are better than what's been displaying on, all across social media, with the almost rejoicing, just outright rejoicing of the CEO's passing. I would like to think that we're better than that. But again, I think for a lot of people, it's starting to just feel like a win in their column. Like, I've had so many losses, especially if I've suffered with chronic pain. I didn't realize just how much, and I've definitely been ignorant. I didn't realize how many people actually suffer day to day with chronic pain. Be it back pain, this happened, whatever the situation may be, just struggle with chronic pain. Or even if it's not something where you've been suffering, lifelong, perhaps it's a procedure that you needed that was denied, or something's out of network, or this was a pre-existing condition, so we can't cover this. We're your health insurance carrier now, but this happened beforehand, so we can't pay for that. I understand now that there is just a massive amount of health disparities that are taking place, and haven't, been on the center stage. It's just kind of, I guess, the thing that it's kitchen table talk, You either know somebody going through it, or somebody who knows somebody that's going through it. And Luigi felt like he had enough. And perhaps some of the guilt that he felt, I believe in his manifesto, he stated that growing up, he can recall hearing his mother in so much pain throughout the night that he would sleep further away from her room or from the bathroom. Basically he would remove himself from being able to hear her in pain. And perhaps in some way he feels guilty about, you're young, you're probably not really thinking, that's kind of selfish or inconsiderate. Like, you're young, It's like, oh, mama's in pain again. Let me go, move somewhere else where I can not hear that and go to sleep. And then when he started having his own health challenges, he then understood, and perhaps this was his way, in some way, making amends, or relieving some of that pressure or guilt. Or maybe perhaps he really felt like him doing what he allegedly did was to create some sort of domino effect of change. Maybe that's his, alleged motive, if he allegedly, did this. who knows? We don't have a definitive statement from him yet, and I'm not sure that we will. Perhaps if it goes to trial, I mean, it's still too early to tell anything. All we have is his alleged manifesto, and I've even heard reports that that may not even be his. So we're still, information is coming daily about the situation. But I would just like to think that I'm going to stop saying I just would like to think, because we're in reality now. What I hope moving forward is that insurance companies will, because I mean, these companies make so much money, like so much money. I don't understand the issue with paying out, I don't understand the issue of doing what we're paying in our monthly balances to do. I don't understand that. Because anything else in life, what you put in is, you should get out. Or if I'm paying for this amount of coverage, I should be able to receive that amount of coverage, right? And I'm someone who's, up until recently, I've always had health insurance coverage. Thankfully, I've never needed too much done. Relatively healthy. But a lot of people cannot say that. So what is the issue with paying out? There are so many people that have insurance and never even touch it. Never need it outside of a routine this or a routine that, And these companies make so much money, it is ridiculous. And I understand, it's a for-profit business. It's to be profitable. But at what point do you stop sucking the blood out of people? At what point do you start giving back? At what point do you stop moving like a machine and start realizing that you're serving humanity? Because at some point, humanity will rise up to protect itself, just as any species. If you see a anthill and you go poke your finger in that anthill, don't think for 1 second that those ants are just going to walk around you. They're going to attack. Like, we've got to defend ourselves. So hopefully moving forward, these companies will take a look and really see what they're doing to the people they claim to serve, which is their insureds, their policyholders. It's not just about the shareholders and let's make sure that we're making them a profit and let's make sure. No, I understand that they put in and they want to get out as well, but come on. You're here, healthcare is to care for the health of the people, and you need to make sure that you're taking care of your policyholders, your insureds. So we'll continue watching what's going on with Luigi Mangione, and as soon as we get information on when he enters his plea, if and when he makes a statement, we're just going to stay on top of this. Is really important. I think this is going to be a turning point. So in our healthcare industry, period. So we'll definitely stay abreast of any changes. As soon as we get information, of course, we'll post here. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.